I signed the deed for a $150,000 starter home while my friends laughed, calling it a tiny cave for losers. They didn't hesitate to drop $600,000 on massive estates, parking brand new luxury SUVs to show off their success. Meanwhile, I pulled my 5-year-old silver sedan into my gravel driveway, perfectly content with my low monthly payments. I spent my weekends painting the walls myself, while my friends took out loans to hire expensive $10,000 design crews. Every single month, I used my modern smartphone to automate an extra principal payment, slowly chipping away at my debt. By year 1, their housewarming parties had valets and catered bars, all funded by high-interest credit cards and lifestyle creep. I hosted a cozy potluck with close friends, proving you don't need a 5-star budget to build genuine, lasting connections. My smartphone showed my savings account growing daily, while my friends' social media posts hid the reality of their crushing debt. My silver sedan hit 60,000 miles. No car payment meant every extra dollar went straight into my home's growing equity. Over drinks, my friends vented about their $4,000 monthly mortgages, realizing their dream homes had become golden, suffocating cages. I quietly paid my $900 mortgage and funneled the difference into index funds, letting compound interest work its magic. By year 2, a friend posted a sparkling $80,000 pool, another massive liability disguised as an asset in their backyard. I bought a $50 inflatable pool instead. But here's the secret. Tiny savings like this funded my future freedom. I started carving my Mortgage Zero stone tablet. It seemed impossible then, but focus is the most powerful asset you own. Friends signed 84-month loans for bigger SUVs. They were trading 7 years of their life for a smell of new leather.
While my friends stressed over high-interest car payments, I just spent $40 on a basic oil change for my sedan.
My smartphone showed a balance equal to 25% of my home's value. I wasn't just saving, I was buying freedom. Year 3. Friends refinanced their homes to fund luxury vacations, trading their long-term security for a week of Instagram photos. I chose a peaceful camping trip under the stars, avoiding the debt traps my friends fell into for luxury hotel stays. I fixed a leak for $12 using a tutorial, but here is the secret. Smaller homes lead to smaller problems. My friends vented about $5,000 repair bills for complex HVAC systems, while my maintenance costs stayed practically next to nothing. My silver sedan hit 80,000 miles. 8 years in, it runs perfectly because I prioritized maintenance over a shiny new monthly payment. I carved the first letters into my Mortgage Zero stone tablet. Visualizing the finish line kept me focused while others chased fleeting trends. Year 4, interest rates spiked. Friends with variable rate mortgages panicked, but my fixed payment stayed exactly the same. Predictability is wealth. I checked my smartphone, watching my fixed rate mortgage stay frozen in time, while the rest of the world drowned in rising interest. A friend tried to convince me to upgrade to a larger house to match my success, failing to see my freedom.
I declined with a smile, looking at my small, easy-to-clean hallway that took 5 minutes to mop instead of 5 hours.
My silver sedan hit year 9. I polished the rims, choosing maintenance over the soul-crushing debt trap of a new lease. My smartphone screen glowed with progress. My principal balance dropped below $80,000, turning my home into a massive asset. Year 5. Friends worked every weekend to cover lifestyle creep. I spent my Saturday morning reading, owning my time completely. My small porch became my sanctuary, while my neighbors spent their weekends doing grueling yard work on their massive, expensive estates. I kept carving that stone tablet daily, watching the finish line get closer. Most people quit right before the real wealth compounds. I watched from my window as a repossession truck towed away a friend's luxury SUV. Flashy things are often just borrowed time. I drove my reliable silver sedan past the repo scene, feeling pure relief that my transportation cost me $0 monthly. My smartphone screen revealed a cash balance large enough to wipe out half of my remaining mortgage debt in one go. By year 6, I started ignoring bank letters offering home equity loans. Taking on more debt is just moving backward. Friends complained about heating 4,000 square feet during winter, their utility bills costing more than my entire monthly mortgage.
My small home stayed warm and efficient for pennies, proving that downsizing your space actually upsizes your long-term bank balance.
The silver sedan hit 110,000 miles. I calculated my savings, $60,000 saved just by avoiding car payments. My smartphone pinged with a massive dividend payment. But here's the secret they hide. My money now works harder than I do.
Year 7. Friends are drowning in kids' activity fees and massive property taxes. Their dream estates now feel like financial nightmares.
With my fixed costs so low, I have plenty of fun money left over. Financial freedom isn't about what you earn. The stone tablet is almost finished. Every stroke a victory. Visualizing the end of debt makes the sacrifice feel effortless. A friend confessed his mansion swallowed his retirement funds whole. He has a theater room, but $0 for the future.
I checked my smartphone, watching my maxed out retirement accounts grow. While they own square footage, I am busy owning my future.
My silver sedan is 12 years old now. By keeping it clean and maintained, I avoided a decade of car depreciation. Year 8 brought a massive storm. Repairing my small roof was cheap and fast, while my friends panicked over massive costs. Their custom estates needed $30,000 in specialized repairs. My simple home was back to normal for just a few hundred. I tapped a button on my smartphone, sending a massive lump sum payment. Watching that principal balance vanish felt better than any luxury. I moved my Mortgage Zero stone tablet to the center of the coffee table. It was no longer a joke, but reality. My friends admitted they were house poor, unable to afford dinner out. Their massive mansions were now just expensive, lonely monuments to debt. I treated myself to a high-end steak dinner, paying in cash, while my friends calculated if they could afford appetizers. Year 9, the silver sedan hit 140,000 miles. Now my lucky charm because it funded my true wealth. I checked my smartphone one morning. The mortgage balance finally dropped under $10,000. The end was officially in sight. I watched my friends frantically listing their homes as the market cooled, desperately trying to escape the debt they once bragged about. While news reports flashed warnings of rising debt defaults, I sat in my favorite chair, feeling the weight of the world vanish. I finally etched the last stroke into my stone tablet. After 10 years of discipline, the words Mortgage Zero were finally permanent. I held a small celebration for myself with a glass of vintage wine, knowing every drop was paid for by discipline. Year 10, the moment of truth. I pulled up my banking app to schedule the very last mortgage payment of my life. I clicked confirm with a steady hand, but here's the secret. True wealth is measured in time, not square footage. A notification flashed across my screen. Loan status paid in full. That tiny screen represented 10 years of absolute financial grit. I walked out to the driveway and patted my 15-year-old silver sedan. This old car literally bought me my house today. I placed my Mortgage Zero stone tablet in the front window. It's the ultimate trophy, proving that patience beats flashy debt. A friend called asking to rent my guest room while they downsize. They ignored my warnings. Now they are chasing my stability. My smartphone balance shows I could retire today. By keeping costs low, I didn't just buy a house, I bought decades of time. My modest living room feels like a palace because no bank owns it. Freedom is the ultimate luxury, and it is finally mine. Looking in the silver sedan's mirror, I see the reflection of my Mortgage Zero sign. This old car built my new life. My friends are exhausted, loading moving trucks for tiny apartments. They chased the status, but the debt eventually caught them first. I realized I haven't felt a single ounce of financial stress in 5 years. Low overhead is the ultimate life hack. I pulled up the math one last time. By staying small, I saved over $200,000 in pure interest. Most people upgrade their cars to celebrate. I looked at my reliable silver sedan and decided to keep it 5 more. As the sun sets on my decade of discipline, I realized that true peace is owning every single square inch of home. My friend drives by in a rental truck, waving sadly at the stability he traded for a decade of status-seeking behavior. I open my smartphone to see my net worth has surpassed all my rich friends. Compounding is a very quiet power. The stone tablet mortgage, zero, glows. Real wealth is owning your time. Subscribe and comment freedom to start your journey.
I realized I didn't just own 1,200 square feet. I owned my 24 hours. Debt is simply time stolen from your future.
The silver sedan sat quietly in the driveway. To others, it was just an old car. To me, it was my freedom machine. I took a deep breath, realizing I'd never have to beg a bank for permission to live my life ever again. I am free. My smartphone displays a month-long flight confirmation, fully paid in cash, while my friends can barely afford a small weekend getaway. I walked into my modest home, the wealthiest man here. Subscribe and comment wealth to start building your own financial empire today.